Well, it's another day, and we are going to knock out as much as we can today. I really think that I think we'll get a good amount done today between mine and Ryan's. It's supposed to be decent all day, cold, but as far as the wind isn't supposed to be too bad, and we're not supposed to get any rain at all. I mentioned yesterday in my video about the new way that we're doing it, and a lot of people were like, oh yeah, you know, that's the way I've been doing it for a long time, and I don't know, a bunch of different comments, and I guess what I did was I guess I didn't make it as clear. Some of you that have been following me for a long time already knew this, but I guess I just wasn't clear enough in my video when I said this new system we developed. Maybe that was the wrong words when I said it that way in the video, but I'd been, for years and years, that's what I did. I drive over all the leaves first, mulch them up, and then bag them. That's just the way I always had done it, because for a long time, all I had were grass catchers or accelerators off the side. I didn't have the bagging capabilities that we have now, such as the Tiger Cat with the baggers on it, or the big tarp bags that I made for the side of the grass catchers, or the walker even. But that's the way I'd done it for years. I drive over first, mulch it up, because it's a lot less that you have to bag up. So, you know, I guess it's not a new system. I don't really know how to explain it. It's new to right now because our intentions were to do it the other way. So we changed it right now, which I guess is why I was saying it's the new way of doing it. But how we're doing it right now and how I showed it in the video yesterday is how I'd done it for years. It's just that I've gone back to that, I guess you could say. But anyway, so I mentioned that I would tell in today's video how we changed the setup for this year. The way we had always done it before in past years was we would run my dump truck and then either my enclosed trailer or my open 16-foot trailer. What we decided to do this year was we're going to pull the trailer with Ryan's truck, and because 90% of everything we can leave at the road or dump on site, and the ones we can't, we'll just leave at the road, or the ones that the towns or villages don't pick up at, we'll leave at the road, and then we'll go back through with the vac system, the trailer vac system, and pick them up that way. But what we're going to do is we're going to run Ryan's trailer, Ryan's truck, and then Ryan's 18-foot open trailer, because we can fit the Tiger Cat with the bagging system on there, we can put my Great Dane on there, and we can put his ZK on there with the leaf plow. So now we're covered all the way around, whereas if we want to do it like we did yesterday, where I mulch everything up with the Great Dane and then run over it with the Tiger Cat to bag it up, or, you know, if I mulch it all up with the Great Dane and then we bag it up with the accelerator on the side with the tarp bag, we can still do that. But we have the option now of all three mowers, whereas before with my enclosed trailer or my open 16-foot, we really can't fit all three mowers on there. So now we have it all three ways. So to make it a lot easier, plus we can fit the little wonders on there. I don't know, you probably see in the back there's my little wonder. I'm bringing it today, and Ryan has the 8 horsepower little wonder, so we can fit both of those on there too if we need to. It's just a lot bigger trailer. So that's the way we're going to do it this year, and it leaves us a lot more options for each property, because some properties, you know, we can just knock them out with the 2 standers with just the grass catchers on the side and maybe the tarp bag. But other ones, you know, it's a lot easier to just have the Tiger Cat with the Terra King bags off the side, where if you go back to my videos, you'll see those. Or if you look at my video I made the other day, my history with Scags, you'll see the Terra King bag hanging off the back of the Tiger Cat like I used to use. But, so anyway, you know, it's giving us more options, and we don't have to. So no matter what properties we pull up to, we can we have everything we need to knock out anything. We don't have to, like in past years we would do some, but some other ones were a lot bigger, and we would need another mower with other options, and we would load that up the next day and go do those. Now we don't have to go past anything. We can just hit everything we need to when we need to. So it just makes things a lot easier for us. But so that's it for that, and I'm pulling into Ryan's now, and we are going to go start knocking stuff out.
Well, here we are again, back to the mulching. Now, a lot of this video is sped right up, as you can tell. I mean, obviously, my old Great Dane doesn't go that fast, but I'm back to with the mulch plate on. There's a lot of leaves here, and I don't know if you can really tell the thickness of it. I mean, you kind of can, but I mean, there's a lot of it here. The good thing is that most of these were pretty dry. I mean, there were definitely some wet areas, but most of it was pretty dry, and it mulched up pretty good. I just went over it one time, and then I went right to bagging it. It definitely made a huge difference and made it a lot easier. Where we have to dump is across the street, so you know, it's not like we can just make a couple passes bagging and then dump right here at the road. I have the camera sitting on the trailer, so that is the edge of the road. But it makes it a lot easier when you can just make passes, and at the end of your row right there, dump your bagger out, whether it be something like the Tiger Cat where you have the bags in the back, or the accelerator, or the accelerator or grass catcher with the tarp bag that I made, anything like that. We're just at the end of the pass, you can pull up and dump it, but in this case we can't. Everything's got to get hauled across the street through a small grass area and then dumped over a cliff. So you know, the less trips we have to make going over there to dump it, the better and the faster it'll be, because there's a lot of traffic we got to watch for too. I mean, the speed limit on this road is like 40 miles an hour, but to people in my area that means 60, 65, and they don't care how many cones, how many flashing lights, they just don't care. They'll run you right over, they'll run you right off the road, then beep at you, flip you off. It's out of control. So the easiest, fastest way to do this was definitely to mulch it up, so less trips across the street, which we still had to make plenty, that's for sure, but this was the best way, and it's worked out very well. So I started to bag with the Tiger Cat with the bags on here, and it really did a good job. The problem is it was filling up. I edited out where I stopped and went across the street, but in just this part, the first part of the yard here where I'm using the Tiger Cat, I had to stop and go dump it twice. So that shows you the amount of leaves that I was picking up in this area. So I mean, it was definitely a lot. Even with them mulched up, it was still a lot. So I decided to switch here in a second and go a different route. And here I am. So, I cut it out right there, and obviously that's when I went to dump. But so I took the mulch plate off and I threw the accelerator on, and I'm throwing the tarp bag on. Now, if you guys watched my video yesterday, you heard me talking about how the tarp had ripped, and I had gotten a text from Johnny Moe that his tarp had ripped too. The one I made for Ryan's, when Ryan was using it yesterday, his ripped too. Now, like I mentioned when I made the video making these, I said, I run these across stone, concrete, blacktop, everything, roots sticking out of the ground. I've never ripped one, and that's the truth. I really never have. I don't know what the deal is. I'm guessing, I buy them from Harbor Freight, and I know Harbor Freight is like fishing in the toilet. I get it. Some things you get there are fantastic, and other things are just garbage, but I've never had an issue with these heavy-duty tarps there, and I've made tons of these bag setups. I don't know, maybe they're outsourcing to a different company now that's making the tarps. Maybe they're making them out of cheaper material, but it just really sucks that had happened. So I decided what I was going to do. We grabbed a roll of Gorilla duct tape out of Ryan's garage, and so I put a couple cross pieces, and I just kept layering a few pieces of tape on there. I bagged 4 more lawns after this with this tarp, and I did this whole lawn, and then I did the other side of the driveway, which I didn't record, which is really thick over there as well. Dragged this thing across the road a couple times and dumped, and no more rips. I don't have any new rips anyway, and this tape that I put on there didn't come off. You'll see it here in a second when I turn around, the bag puffs up. You'll see my little tape job there, but it worked. See, you can see it right there. But it worked very well, and so I was able to knock out the whole rest of this yard in one shot doing it like this, and when I went across the street to dump it, the bag was barely half full. So it definitely did the job and made a huge difference for us. I love having this thing when it's working right. What I decided to do here, there were still a few leaves there, but you know, same old story. Camera doesn't show it, and you really can't see it. But there were a few that were left behind. The main purpose of running that tarp bag is to pick up the bulk, not to clean it solid. And you know, sometimes it does. It just depends on the grass and the turf and the ups and downs, and you know how good of a suction you can get. But you know, there were still a few left here in a few spots, so I just decided I wanted to go over it again, and I knew there wasn't too much there. So Ryan on the Tiger Cat over there, and me just running the Great Dane with just the accelerator. It is the 6.2 accelerator for those of you that don't know, so it is the biggest one they make. We just decided to just buzz over it again real quick and pick up that little bit extra and, you know, just clean it up, make it look that much better, pretty much is all we are doing. So it definitely helped out. But so here I am on another one of my properties. I have filmed this before. There's just a bunch of random leaves down here. I've vac this up the last 3 weeks in a row, I believe. Well, except for last week. I'd never made it here last week because of the rain, but for about 2 to 3 weeks before that I did. I hadn't seen this customer in a couple weeks, and he come out and stopped me to ask me if this was my last time, and I said no. I said I'll keep on coming until there's no more leaves or until, you know, it starts snowing, and then I start plowing your driveway. And he was very happy to hear that. He wasn't sure. Him and his wife had raked up some leaves yesterday, I guess. I don't know why he didn't just give me a call. But anyway, the neighbor there never does their leaves, so I usually end up keep going even though his trees are just about completely down. And this is just another one of my properties. We finished off the day with this one, and then just one big one left of Ryan's around the corner from this. But we don't do anything special here, and nobody even lives here. It's not one that I bag up. I just go over it a few times and mulch it up, just because I like to get rid of all the, not all of them, but clean it up a little bit. So I just mulch them up, nothing special here, and that's it. Now we get out of here. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for all the support you've been giving me. I've been trying to pump out videos like crazy for you guys. I've been trying to be a little more proactive with my videos instead of popping up one here, one there, and then all of a sudden 3 in a row. So I've pretty much been getting them out on a daily basis, and I'm going to keep on trying as long as I have something worth filming.